Hello, a big hello to you all once again. I have already uploaded two videos related to probability. I have included some of the important problems. Today, I'm going to start with another very important chapter, which usually a student finds to be difficult for class 10. It is arithmetic progression. I hope my explanation and the problems what I'm going to take will help you to clear the concept, and I'm sure these questions will definitely help you for your board exam. But before straight away moving on to the explanations, the problems, I'd like to explain you a little bit of the theory part so that you can recall this and you can use this as a ready reckoner when you will solve the problem. Okay. Of course, I will not define what is a sequence or what is arithmetic progression. I'll just go for a quick recap of the nth term, general form, and just sum and some tricks. Okay. So, if you are talking about an AP will be a sequence or is a sequence whose general form is this: A plus D, A plus twice D, then A plus 3D, etc. Right? So here already, as you have the idea, I will not take much time for explaining this. This is known as the first term, and this D is known as the common difference, right? This is the first term of the AP, and this D is the common difference of AP. And as you have seen that every time when you are going for the next term, it has been increased by a D. That is why we call it common difference, right? So to obtain the next term from the present term, simply you have to add a D to it, and if you want to get the term previous to the present term, just you have to subtract a D. Okay. Now, if you label them, then you will find a very unique observation which will give you quickly the general term. Like if you call it as the first term, this you label it as the second term, this you label it as the third term, this you label it as the fourth term. Rather, you symbolize it as A1, A2, A3 and A4. Then what peculiarity or what general pattern you will observe, that is going to give you the formula for the general term, or we call it nth term, right? Now you observe A1 is A, right? A1 is A, A2 is A plus 1D, A3 is A plus 2D. Concentrate here only, I am just emphasizing on the suffix and the number associated with D. A4 you are considering, then this is 3D. Eventually, if you talk about A5, 4D. Meaning is what? If you are considering 5, it is reduced by 1 and you get 4. If you are talking about 6 term, the number associated with D will be 5. So keeping this particular pattern in mind, if I ask you what is A10, very immediately you will say it to be A plus 9D. Similarly, if any term I write A99 suppose, very easily you can now generalize this A plus 98D because this is less by 1, right? And therefore I am writing here the general term. General term is A is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. This is known as the general term of the arithmetic progression. So you must be very clear about that. One more thing I just like to emphasize, because students finds a lot of problem here actually in working out with the problems of AP because of the non-clarity of the symbols. Okay, this is the term, right? This is the first term. This is the place, right? It is the place where this particular term is placed, and D, as you know, it is a common difference. So here total there are 4 unknowns. This is one, this is the second, this is the third, this is the fourth. And many times, not many times, in most of the problems, whether it is a statement problem or a problem given with some values of the symbols, most of the time will be given 3 of these quantities. You have to determine the fourth, and it's very easy. If you know 3 of them, you just replace the values, corresponding values here in this equation and get the result. Fine. Moreover, I would like to again emphasize in one particular part, be very clear about these two symbols. I'm sure that many of the students has a different has a confusion related to these two symbols, right? If I'm not wrong. AN, this itself, even there are 2 letters, even if there are 2 letters, this itself is forming one simple and single symbol. It is representing the nth term. Nth term means it is the term, right? It is the term placed in the nth place, means 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. If you go somewhere here, nth place will occur. Whatever I'll put here, this is known as the AN, right? Whereas the place is this one. The place is this one. N represents the place. N is representing the place, and AN is the term place in that particular place, right? For example, if I write A10 is equal to 9, I don't have to see what these numbers or how they are related. I'm just taking an example. A10 means like this, I'll write 10 places, and in the 10th place the number I am going to put is 9. Okay, be sure it is not necessary that A10 means 10, not necessary. Okay, this is all about the general term, right? Now I'm going to explain you something about a very important result. Of course, it is not covered in a book, but I feel that this is very important. Okay, for this I'll just create a little space by erasing this. Here I'm going to give you one very important, I must not say that it is a formula, but it is a tool, a shortcut tool, which will help you in working out many of the problems, right, little comfortably and maybe in a short way. You'll be getting that kind of problems when I'll be taking up the problems, but before that let us just go for a quick review of the theory part, because without having a very clear concept about these particular formulas or relations, it will not be very easy for you to tackle the problems. Okay, so now let me just try to take a very small reduction from this general formula only, nth term formula of AP. You might have already noticed, but may not have considered this as a shortcut tool, right? So let me consider this. So what actually, see, I'm just showing you the deduction also quickly. Mth term, if I tell you what it is, m minus 1 into d. Nth term, if I consider, this will be equal to n minus 1 into d. Now minus them, what you will get? This will get cut. Then you will be getting here m minus 1 from the first, and then n minus 1. Be very sure to put the bracket, and this is the taken common, minus 1, and this plus 1 will get cut. So what you will arrive at is this relation. I am talking about this as a very important tool. Actually, whenever you will be asked to find the difference, common difference, by giving any two terms, this can be directly used. For example, if suppose I consider one AP, right, whose 8th term, right, 8th term is, I'm not writing the complete symbol, please don't take it otherwise. I should not write 8, I should have written 8th term. So 8th term is 70, and somebody told you that 15th term is minus 1. What is the common difference? Do not go for extensive formula of this kind. You can directly use this in symbol. Okay, you try to think in symbol. A8 minus A15 will be equal to how much? 8 minus 15 into the common difference. You see, in the formula these suffixes are coming here in the same order. So now A8 means 70. This is minus 1, so it will become plus 1. And this is how much? Minus 70. And what is the answer? 71 by 7 is a common difference. See, so you can get it with a very short way or in a few steps, right? So please try to make use of this up to the fullest, right? Okay, next we have the sum formula. Sn, sum of the first n term of an AP. I am writing directly the formula. I will not show you the deduction. It is n by 2 twice a plus n minus 1 into d. This is one of the formula, and the other there is an option like this. This is n by 2, then first term plus L we write, or an. Here L means the last term of the sequence, right? So if you know this, easily you can find that. Now try to limit the know the limitations. If you are not having the d, basically this can be used. Of course, you must be sure what is the last term, number of terms, right? N represents the number of terms here. It is the number of terms. I hope you can recall this, which will help you now for finding the solution of the problems. Now one more very important result is there, which I am going to take, and after that we will straight away start with the problem. Okay, now let me create a little space. I'm sorry I'm bothering you. It's a valuable time, okay, before the board, but even then no problem. So this is the technicalities which I am facing problem. Probably others are not facing. I am new to this, please. So I apologize for that. Okay, now very important result is this, right? I'm just showing you the deduction so that it will be clear, because I know that many of the students might be having a problem with this. If I write S1, what does this symbol mean? Sum of, okay, yeah, here I am writing the AP. This is A plus D, A plus twice D, A plus thrice D, like that it will go on, right? Okay. S1 means sum up to first term, so this will be only this much, right? If I talk about S2, what you will write? First term plus second term, right? Okay, I'll write it like this: A1, then it will be A1 plus A2, first term plus second term. Now if you quickly put the value of A here as S1, what you will find? A2. So from here, can you see what you are obtaining? A2 is nothing but sum of two terms minus the first term. It's a clear cut concept, right? You can observe also, like A1 is here, A1 plus A2 is here. Now from this particular part, if you delete this A1, then what will be left out with? A2. right? This as a whole you represent as S2, this as a whole you represent as S1. From S2 you are deleting S1, that means S2 minus S1, leaving you with A2, right? Okay, one more step, if you proceed it will be more clear. S3 can be written as A1 plus A2 plus A3. Now what is this particular part? S2. Now can you shift this S to that side to obtain this as a formula? Yes, that's great. You might have already understood. So here if you carry on this particular thing, you will find a very important similarity. If you are finding the second term with reference to the sum, then this is S2. The suffix of these two are matching. That is sum up to two term minus sum up to one term, sum up to the first term. Then if it is, you are talking about A3, then sum up to third term and then minus sum up to second term. So this suffix has to be same. Now in general, if you proceed, what you will conclude? An equal to Sn minus Sn minus 1. Okay. Sn minus Sn minus 1. Sorry, it looks like H. It is not H, it is N. Okay. So this happened to be a very important formula when we are going or proceeding ahead with the problems. Okay. So let us start with the problems with this particular basic. If in between we need some of the other informations, I'll cover that and I'll refer to that so that you will not face any problem in understanding that, right? We'll start with a very basic problem. It is write the first 5 terms of the sequence whose general term is given by this. Okay, let me try to tell you. Here the question I have taken is not from arithmetic progression, right? It is a sequence, so you need to know also how to write the terms of a sequence if you know the general term. General term means the term placed in the nth place. Now first 5 term, right? But before that you observe this is the an, that is a general term. 2 times n if n is odd, n means this number, and n cube if n is even. So a1. Now you see it is dependent on this particular number suffixes. First term 1 odd. Which particular part will be valid? This one will be valid, right? So you need not bother about the second part. For a equal to 1, n equal to 1, right? Not a equal to 1, n equal to 1. So n, if you put 1, this part has to be used, that is the term will be 2 into 1, that is 2. If someone will ask you about a2, this is even. So if this n is even, your part to use is the second one. So it will be what? N cube, that is 8. N cube means whatever you will write here. A3, again you try to observe 3, right? 3 is what? Odd. If it is odd, you see the condition, you should write 2 times that number, right? It will be what? 2 into 3, that is 6. A4 you write, 4 is even, right? 4 is even means you have to use this, that is 4 cube, it is how much? 64. And then A5 is how much? Again odd. Odd means 2 times that number, that is 10. So as per the requirement of the question, you are done with this, right? Anyway, you might have a question. If somebody asks you to find, say, A100, how will you do it? Or 100 will be easier. A1001 or 1002 rather. Then it is even. So you should write 10 this. Now you see it's a big number, so do not evaluate this value. Leave the answer here. They will never ask you for the complete evaluation of this, because this will be probably a 1 mark or 2 marks question maximum. Okay. I hope you are clear. Now moving on to the next question, again easy question. Find the last term of the following APs. I have chosen this question not for just solving it. I have chosen it just to view a very important observation, right? Not a difficult question. Again, I would like to tell you, but only just try to see the link between number of terms and the last term. This is the common sense. If someone tells you that a particular sequence contains 20 terms, I could have directly asked you the question, find the 20th term or A20. But here what I did, I asked you the last term. Now here you have to think about little ideas. What? If you arrange like this 20 terms, the 20th term is nothing but the last term. So here in other words, I am asking which term? The 20th term. Right? So if you are asking for 20th term, so it is the general term formula. So you observe that this is an AP. 7 minus 5, 2, 9 minus 7, 2. In a similar way you can find. So here what you can write? A equal to 5, then D equal to 7. Sorry, 7 minus 5 rather, I will show the calculation. That is 2. Therefore, what you need? A20. It is nothing but the last term. Now, have you got the logic why A20 is the last term? Because there are 20 terms only. So, obviously 20th term is the last term. Okay? So, formula will give you A plus. Okay, you can remember that if you are talking about 20 term, number associated with D will be 1 less than that. Now, you put the value D. These values you put. And then it is 5, 19 twos are 38, and then this is 43, right? I hope it is clear. You won't find any problem here, I'm sure, I'm very sure. Just try to observe from the basic and try to think in terms of symbols here. Particularly, I would never suggest you this particular suggestion, that think in symbols for other chapters, but AP is such a chapter where clarity of symbol is the must, right? Now, I'll not take up these 2 to 4 problems. These are homework for you. I'm taking this. Okay, this is not difficult. Even then, I'm taking it, right? So number 5, in a similar way, A equal to what? X. D will be equal to twice X minus X. That is equal to X. So what I need? A. 25 is the last term. So A plus what shall I write? 24D. It is X. This is 24. D means X. What is the result? 25X. Right? This is what we have done with the help of formula. But if you are little clever, you can easily identify 1x for the first term, 2x for the second term, 3x for the third term, 4x will be for fourth term. So 25th term will be what? 25x. So it will not take much time, right? Sometimes these kind of questions are also given just to test the observation capacity of a student, right? I hope till here you are doing well, and there is no problem in understanding that, if I am not wrong. Again, I would like to request you, if you find any problem here, you can write to me over the email or on WhatsApp, or else you can replay the videos many times to clarify the doubts, right? And please suggest to me also if any improvement is needed in the deliberation or in the category of problems I have chosen, right? Okay. Now come to the third question. Find the 11th term. I am pausing here. One thing in between I will tell you. When you attempt any maths question, please read the question very slow. Try to understand when you read, and until and unless you understand the complete question, do not attempt it, right? First try to understand that. This is my view. Now you see here, find the 11th term. quickly in your mind fix a symbol for this. If somebody asks you what is 11th term, your mind should fix it as A11. That means you are told to find A11, right? Now you are more comfortable because you know what is this of an AP. So arithmetic progression formula will work. Whose first term? Okay, first term, try to think in symbol A1, and a common difference, try to think in symbol D, are respectively this and this. That means this is the first term, this is the common difference, you need to find A11. Now think in symbol, very easy, right? So now if you try to write here A, right? A is the first term, A is this, then D is 5, and A11 is what? Now can you use the formula for AP? We have already used it. It is A plus 10D. Why 10D? Because it is n minus 1, right? This is minus 3. This is 10 into 5. That makes it minus 3 plus 50. Then it will be 47. So 47 is the 11th term, right? Okay, here just one additional part I would like to consider, because that might be there in the next question. If someone will ask you what is the general term, right? General term, right? General term, they might ask you general term. General term means nth term. Many of you might get a confusion. They will ask you to give a confusion or create a confusion. They will ask general term. They may not ask you the nth term, right? So if I ask you the general term here, can you write it? A n is equal to A plus, this time it is n minus 1 into D. A means minus 3, n minus 1 you cannot do anything, this is 5. Now simplify, it is 5n minus 5. This will be ultimately, okay, let me bring 5n first, and here it is. This is the general term, right? This is the general term. Okay, let's move on to the next. Read the question first and just see whether you can correlate these informations. You can probably, right? Find the general term. See, I was talking about that in the last question. Find the general term given by this. Also find the 12th term. Very fine. If you first observe, they did not mention. Okay, they mentioned already AP, so you need to prove that it is AP. You just write the information. I am doing it very formally. For the given AP, right? For the given AP, A is the first term, that is 4. D is the common difference, that is 9 minus 4, that gives you 5. What you need to find? General term. Therefore, general term is an. By formula here, what you will get? A plus n minus 1 into D. This is bracket. This is 4 n minus 1. Then what is the common difference? 5. 4 plus 5n minus 5. So answer is 5n minus 1. And now from here, this is the formula for an. So if somebody will ask you, like here it is asked 12 terms, so n should be replaced simply or straight away by 12, and you work out 12 5 is 60, then 60 minus 1 is 59. So this is the 12th term, right? Think a while. I hope it is not very difficult so far, right? Try to understand the symbol at the beginning, not only solving the problems, right? Next question. Again, it is a little application based, right? For what value of P, 2P plus 1, 13 and 5P minus 3 are 3 consecutive terms. 3 consecutive terms of an AP. Okay, remember it. 3 consecutive terms of an AP means, suppose this is the AP. First term, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7, 8, 9, 10 ऐसे करके है. I don't know how many terms are there here, but I know 3 consecutive terms, maybe this, right? So this is 2p plus 1, the second is 13, and this is 5p minus 3, right? So now if these are 3 consecutive terms, what is the peculiarity of an AP? In the very first slide, if you remember, I discussed, if you need the next term of an AP from the present term, you have to add the common difference. Or if you need the previous term from the present term, you need to subtract the common difference. So here, if they are neighboring terms, consecutive terms, from here, if I subtract, from here means this 13, please visualize, I am obtaining 13 from here. It means if I add the common difference here to this particular term, I should get 13. And if I add common difference here, I should get this one. Rather, I can say difference of these two terms is the common difference. Difference of these two terms are also common difference. In other words, these two differences are equal, right? So we will not explain so much, we'll just write directly, since, right, since 2p plus 1, 13, 5p minus 3 are 3 consecutive terms, right, terms of an AP. Therefore, what should I get? 13 minus 2p plus 1 equal to 5p minus 3 minus 13. Now you see, try to solve it. 13 and this will be minus 1, so ultimately 12. This is twice p, then it is 5p, then minus 3 and minus 13 will make it minus 16. Collect p together, right? This you can bring to the left side, so it will be minus 7p, because minus 2p minus 5p. This 12 you will bring this side. How much it will be? Minus 16 and minus 12, 28. Minus minus will be cut. So what is p equal to? 28 by 7 is equal to 4. So p equal to 4 is the required value, right? So you are done with the answer. It's a very easy problem, so try to think from the basic, right? Do not simply think that I have to solve the problem without thinking or without getting into the requirement of the problem, right? So that creates the problem. Otherwise, problems are always comfortable, right? Always you start with the basics, never be messed up with only in the process of solving the problem. Start from the very beginning. Now this is the next question. The fourth term of an AP. Again, as I told you, my suggestion was there that when you read the question, decode it, try to think it in symbol, and then make it easier, right? The fourth term of an AP, moment you think about fourth term, your mind should get A4, that is 14, like A4 is 14. Eighth term is 30, that is A8 is 30. Can you recall this? Eighth term is A8. Then find, determine the AP. First is determine the AP. Determining the AP means you have to first find the common difference and the first term, that will lead you to the complete sequence. This is the two requirement, and then you have to find 21st term. This is the second part. 21st term means you need a 21. So there are two parts. Let me concentrate on the first part. Determine the AP, right? Determine the AP. AP, to find the AP you need the first term and the common difference. Okay. Now just go back to the first slide again. When I talk about finding the common difference, if you know any two terms, then how to find it? It is very easy. A4 minus A8 is equal to how much? 14 minus 30. Now can you recall the formula what I should write here? it is 4 minus 8 times d, and this will be of course 16. Now can you recall what is d? D is the common difference. You can apply CD, no problem. So now here it is minus of 4d divided by minus 16, giving you d equal to how much? 4. Now if d is equal to 4, next I need to find what is a. So for finding a, I can use any one of this which you feel to be smaller. Okay, a4 seems to be smaller, right? So it is a plus 3d. Can you recall a plus 3d why it is? Now you find what is a equal to, that is 14 minus 3d. This is 14. 3d means what? 4. 14 minus 12, that gives you 2. You got a equal to 2, d equal to 4. Now you write the conclusion. AP is, first term is 2, this is 4. So from the present term, if you need the next term, you have to add the common difference. So 6 you will be getting, then will be 10, then will be 14, then will be 18, and so on. So you got the AP. Now 21st term is not a very big deal now for you. A 21st is a plus, what shall we write? It is 20d. Now put the value. I will not go for this calculation. It's easier for you, right? I hope it is clear for you. Okay. Now next we'll move on to the next question, right? Let us see what is there in the next question. Of course, this is the last question for today, or for this particular video. We'll take the other problems next day with some high level, that we call it HOTS, right? Higher order thinking skill problems, because there are many problems in arithmetic progressions which are higher order thinking skills. Problems are not difficult, but there is a small trick which you have to crack, right? Okay, now what is given here? Find the common difference of the AP, right? Common difference means what they are asking. D is what? You try to convert this into symbol in mind. I'm not saying that you write it, right? Or in rough place you can write. Whose first term, first means A1 or A, and 106 terms. 106 term matlab 106, A106, or respectively 5 and 320. I hope this is a very easy problem, right? Now you will not find it difficult. First term is equal to how much? It is 5, and then I can write A1 better. A106 is equal to 320. Now you need D. Can you recall again the first slide? Just now I have done a problem like this. So you simply write A1 minus A106, that is 5 minus 320. This will be giving you 1 minus 106, this D, and this is minus 315. But you must mention, because there is no mention beginning, and at the beginning what is D is, what is D? So you write D is the CD of the AP. Now what you will get? It is minus 105D is equal to 3 minus 315. So D will be equal to minus 315 divided by minus 105. Will it be 3? Yes. So D is equal to 3. Now here after this also I could ask you, what is the first term? Oh, sorry, first term is already given. What is the 20th term? Sorry, A20. How will you find? Simple. If you need to find the A20 term, here too you are lucky that already you are done with first term. You are already having the first term. Had it been the previous problem, you would have gone for one more step using any one of these relations to find the first term, right? So for today this much only. I will not make more problems for today. Next video, as I told you, I will take up some problems which will be having some very important tricks which will help you to solve the problem of the board. Thank you.